Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today we have a very interesting and thought-provoking topic to discuss. Why shouldn't you chase love? Stoic practices. Love, a beautiful and powerful emotion that can often lead us to make irrational decisions. But what if I told you that the ancient Stoics had some wisdom to share on this matter? Stick around as we explore 8 Stoic practices that can help us understand why chasing love might not be the best approach. But before we dive into it, make sure to subscribe to our channel to stay updated on more fascinating content like this. Let's get started. Practice 1. Cultivate self-contentment. The first Stoic practice is all about cultivating self-contentment. Stoics emphasize the importance of finding happiness within ourselves, rather than relying on external factors like relationships to fulfill us. By developing self-contentment, we become less dependent on others for our happiness and can approach love from a place of wholeness. Stoic philosophy encourages us to practice self-reflection and gain a deeper understanding of our values, passions, and strengths. By embracing our unique qualities and acknowledging our inherent worth, we become less reliant on others for validation and fulfillment. When we cultivate self-contentment, we approach love from a place of strength and wholeness. We no longer chase love as a means to fill a perceived void or escape our own insecurities. Instead, we enter relationships as complete individuals, capable of sharing our lives while also respecting our personal boundaries and sense of self. By focusing on self-contentment, we become more self-reliant, resilient, and capable of handling the challenges that arise in relationships. We develop a strong sense of self-worth, and our happiness is not determined by external factors or the presence of a romantic partner. It's important to note that cultivating self-contentment doesn't mean isolating ourselves from others or rejecting the idea of love. Instead, it empowers us to approach love with a healthy mindset, understanding that our happiness is not solely dependent on finding a partner, but also stems from within. So, remember, the first Stoic practice of cultivating self-contentment encourages us to find happiness and fulfillment within ourselves, allowing us to approach love from a place of strength, wholeness, and self-reliance. By prioritizing our own well-being and embracing our individuality, we can build healthier and more fulfilling relationships. Practice 2. Embrace impermanence. Another important practice is embracing the concept of impermanence. Stoics remind us that everything in life, including relationships, is transient. Instead of desperately chasing love, we should embrace the natural ebb and flow of relationships, understanding that nothing lasts forever. Stoics believe that true happiness and fulfillment come from living a virtuous life, regardless of external circumstances. By cultivating virtues, we build a strong and resilient character that can withstand challenges and temptations. We become more authentic, honest, and genuine in our relationships. Stoicism teaches that we should prioritize the development of inner qualities over external possessions or superficial appearances. Instead of seeking validation through material wealth or societal validation, we focus on personal growth and moral excellence. Embracing virtue in the context of love and relationships means embodying qualities such as empathy, compassion, and integrity. We strive to treat others with kindness, respect, and fairness. We cultivate healthy communication, understanding, and emotional support in our interactions with our partners. Stoicism encourages us to be mindful of our attachments and desires in relationships. By embracing virtue, we learn to navigate love with equanimity and grace, recognizing that our happiness ultimately does not depend on possessing another person or controlling their actions. Embracing virtue and love allows us to foster genuine connections based on mutual respect, trust, and shared values. We become more conscious of our own actions and motivations, ensuring that they align with our chosen virtues and contribute to the well-being of both ourselves and our partners. In summary, the second Stoic practice of embracing virtue invites us to live a life guided by moral principles. By cultivating virtues such as wisdom, self-control, courage, justice, and compassion, we develop a strong character and ethical foundation in our relationships. Embracing virtue allows us to create deeper, more meaningful connections, and leads us toward a more fulfilling and virtuous approach to love and companionship. Practice 3. Focus on virtue. Stoicism encourages us to prioritize virtue over fleeting desires. Instead of chasing love for selfish reasons, we should focus on being virtuous individuals who embody qualities like kindness, empathy, and integrity. By doing so, we attract healthier and more genuine connections. Stoics believe that much of our suffering stems from our resistance to the natural flow of life and our attempts to control what is ultimately beyond our control. By practicing acceptance, we free ourselves from the turmoil of constantly striving for a different reality and find peace in accepting things as they are. Acceptance does not mean apathy or resignation. It is not about being passive or complacent in the face of challenges. Instead, it is about acknowledging and fully experiencing the present moment, while also recognizing our power to choose our response to it. Stoicism teaches us to differentiate between what is within our control, our thoughts, attitudes, and actions, and what is outside of our control, external events, other people's actions and circumstances beyond our influence. By focusing our energy on what is within our control, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace and resilience. Stoics remind us that time is a precious resource, and that dwelling on the past or worrying about the future only distracts us from fully experiencing and appreciating the present moment. By embracing the present, we become more mindful, more attentive to the beauty and opportunities that exist in each moment. The practice of acceptance also extends to our relationships. Stoicism encourages us to accept and appreciate our partners for who they are, without trying to change or control them. We recognize that each individual is responsible for their own thoughts and actions, and it is not our place to dictate or manipulate their behavior. In summary, the third Stoic practice of acceptance invites us to embrace the reality of the present moment and find contentment within it. By letting go of attachments, recognizing what is within our control, and appreciating the beauty of each moment, we cultivate a sense of inner peace and live more fully. In love, acceptance allows us to cherish our partners without trying to change them, fostering a relationship grounded in understanding, gratitude, and genuine connection. Practice 4. Practice detachment. Detachment is another Stoic practice relevant to our quest for love. Stoics teach us to detach ourselves from the outcomes of our relationships and to not rely on external validation for our self-worth. By letting go of attachment, we can approach love with a clearer mind and healthier expectations. The fourth Stoic practice revolves around virtuous action. Stoicism emphasizes that our thoughts and beliefs are important, but they must be coupled with corresponding actions to bring about meaningful change and growth in our lives. According to Stoic philosophy, living a virtuous life is the key to human flourishing and true happiness. Virtue, or arete in Greek, refers to the cultivation of moral excellence and the development of noble character traits. Practicing virtuous action involves aligning our behavior with the Stoic virtues, which include wisdom, phronesis, courage, andrea or fortitude, justice, dikaiosina, and temperance, sophrosine. These virtues guide us in making ethical decisions and engaging in actions that are beneficial to ourselves and others. Wisdom is the virtue of deep understanding and sound judgment. It involves seeking knowledge, reflecting on our experiences, and making decisions based on reason and rationality. Courage entails facing our fears, taking calculated risks, and standing up for what is right, even in the face of adversity or criticism. It is the strength to act in accordance with our values and principles. Justice is the virtue of treating others with fairness, equity, and respect. It involves recognizing the inherent worth and dignity of every individual and striving for a just and harmonious society. To summarize, the fourth Stoic practice of virtuous action emphasizes the importance of aligning our behavior with the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. It involves practicing moral excellence, making ethical choices, and contributing to the well-being of ourselves and others. In relationships, virtuous action entails embodying qualities such as kindness, empathy, and forgiveness, fostering a harmonious and flourishing connection. Practice 5. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool in the Stoic arsenal. By practicing gratitude, we shift our focus from what we lack in love to appreciating what we already have. This mindset enables us to find contentment in the present moment and connect on a deeper level with our partners and ourselves. The key concept of this practice is the dichotomy of control, which divides everything into what is within our control, the internal, and what is beyond our control, the external. Stoics assert that while we can control our thoughts, beliefs, values, and actions, we have little or no control over external events, circumstances, and the actions of others. The practice of acceptance involves recognizing and acknowledging the limits of our control. It prompts us to focus our energy and attention on those aspects of life that are within our sphere of influence, such as our judgments, attitude, and reactions to external events. Stoicism teaches that resisting the natural order of things leads to suffering, disappointment, and discontentment. Acceptance, on the other hand, allows us to find peace and tranquility by aligning ourselves with the present moment and embracing it. Accepting the natural order also means embracing the impermanent nature of life. Stoics remind us that everything in the world is subject to change, including our own essence. By accepting the transience of things, we can cultivate a sense of detachment and serenity, freeing ourselves from excessive attachment to material possessions, relationships, or circumstances. The practice of acceptance does not imply inaction or indifference. Stoicism calls us to take appropriate actions and make efforts in areas where we have control, but it also requires us to let go of attachment to specific outcomes and be open to whatever consequences may arise. Stoics believe that the universe is governed by a rational and benevolent principle often referred to as the logos, or nature. They urged us to align our individual will with the will of the universe, trusting in the innate wisdom and order of the cosmos. Practice 6. Recognize love as a reflection of ourselves. Stoics invite us to see love as a reflection of our own inner state. Instead of searching for someone to complete us, we should strive to be whole within ourselves. When we do so, we attract partners who reflect our values and enhance our personal growth. Virtue in Stoicism refers to a set of moral qualities and ethical principles that guide one's thoughts, actions, and character. The Stoics identified 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, Sophia; courage, Andrea; justice, Dikaiosine; and temperance, Sophrosine. These virtues provide a framework for living a meaningful and virtuous life. Wisdom, the first cardinal virtue, involves the pursuit of knowledge, understanding, and rational thinking. It entails seeking truth, gaining insight into the nature of reality, and developing sound judgment. Wisdom also includes self-reflection and continuous learning to improve one's understanding of oneself and the world. Courage, the second virtue, is the ability to act with bravery and resilience in the face of adversity, fear, or uncertainty. It encourages individuals to overcome their fears, take calculated risks, and stand up for what they believe is right, even in challenging situations. Justice, the third virtue, encompasses fairness, honesty, and acting in accordance with moral principles. It involves treating others with respect, recognizing their inherent worth and rights, and striving for equity and fairness in interpersonal and societal relationships. Temperance, the fourth virtue, emphasizes self-control, moderation, and balance in all aspects of life. It involves practicing restraint and avoiding excesses in desires, emotions, and material possessions. Temperance allows individuals to maintain equanimity and avoid being ruled by their impulses or external circumstances. In conclusion, the sixth Stoic practice emphasizes the importance of embracing virtue as the highest good. By cultivating wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, individuals can lead meaningful and virtuous lives, finding inner harmony and contributing positively to the world around them. Embracing virtue serves as a guide for ethical decision-making, fosters personal growth, and enables individuals to live in alignment with their true values. Practice 7. Practice self-awareness. Self-awareness plays a vital role in our pursuit of love. Stoics encourage introspection and self-reflection to better understand our desires, motivations, and emotional needs. By knowing ourselves deeply, we can make conscious choices in our relationships and avoid chasing love blindly. Stoicism teaches that there are two categories of things in life: things that are within our control and things that are outside our control. The only things within our control are our thoughts, beliefs, attitudes, and actions. External events, outcomes, and the actions of others are outside our control. The practice of acceptance involves acknowledging and internalizing the idea that we have limited control over external circumstances. Instead of struggling against or becoming frustrated by things we cannot change, Stoics encourage us to focus on our inner disposition and how we respond to external events. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This emphasizes the importance of shifting our focus from trying to control external events to cultivating our inner virtues and responses. The practice of acceptance requires cultivating a sense of detachment from external outcomes. Stoics advocate for setting goals and working towards them diligently, but also recognizing that the ultimate result is not entirely in our hands. This mindset allows us to find contentment and peace, even if our efforts don't lead to the desired outcome. Stoicism encourages us to view each moment as an opportunity for growth and self-improvement, regardless of the circumstances. By accepting fate, we can develop resilience in the face of adversity, maintain inner calm amidst turmoil, and find serenity in the ever-changing nature of life. In summary, the seventh Stoic practice emphasizes the acceptance of fate and the recognition of what is within our control and what is outside it. By shifting our focus from external events to our inner virtues and responses, we can find peace of mind and live in harmony with the natural order of the universe. Acceptance allows us to navigate life's challenges with resilience and adaptability, ultimately fostering a deep sense of fulfillment and well-being. Practice 8. Embrace the present moment. The final Stoic practice reminds us to embrace the present moment. Instead of obsessing over the future or dwelling on the past, we should fully immerse ourselves in the present experience of love. By savoring each moment, we can cultivate a deeper connection and appreciate the beauty of love without the need to chase it. By acknowledging the transitory nature of life, Stoicism teaches us to detach ourselves from material possessions and superficial desires. Instead, we are encouraged to invest our energy and attention in cultivating meaningful relationships, personal growth, and contributing to the welfare of others. Memento Mori encourages us to seize the present moment and make it count. The contemplation of death also helps us gain perspective during challenging times. It reminds us that difficulties and setbacks are temporary, and they shall pass. This realization allows us to maintain a calm and rational mindset, enabling us to navigate adversities with resilience and equanimity. Moreover, Memento Mori prompts us to express gratitude for life itself. It serves as a reminder to appreciate the simple joys, cherish the people we love, and be grateful for the opportunities presented to us. This practice fosters a sense of humility and encourages us to live in alignment with our values. The Stoic philosopher Seneca encapsulated the essence of Memento Mori with his words, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time." This quote emphasizes the importance of approaching each day as if it were our last, ensuring that we make the most of our time on earth. In summary, the eighth practice of Stoicism, Memento Mori, encourages us to reflect on our mortality and embrace the transience of life. By doing so, we can live with greater intention, gratitude, and focus on what truly matters. It motivates us to make the most of our limited time, shape our lives in accordance with our values, and live authentically.